Ice and flames call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the same.
Alrighty, well, we're on a little bit of a rescue mission. We have a Subaru loaner car in here, in the trailer, that is being swapped out to a customer that just had service done on their vehicle and is having major issues after the service. So there's a loaner, and somewhere on this lot there's a newer Subaru with a burned up differential. So I'm gonna unload the loaner for the guy. This is at another Subaru dealership. That is where he ended up when he broke down. And we'll get this one out and then pull the damaged one in and take this back to where it came from. All right, so we find ourselves waiting, playing the waiting game, waiting for the service advisor that has the keys for this thing, so I can figure out which car it is and how to get in here. Just sitting in the trailer in the middle of the city right now, so just kind of hanging out by the truck in case I need to move it because this parking lot's small. They said he ran to the store, so it sounds like he went to get breakfast and coffee. And I can't be mad. I used to do that all the time when I worked at the dealership. So this car I'm moving is actually for the dealership I used to work at years ago. At least we kept a good relationship, I guess. Well, got her hooked up, ready to go. See if we can't drag this. It has no park because the transmission's destroyed. Front diff is part of the trans, and whatever it broke in there has no park, so it's got to be careful. That's why I would rather pull it uphill, so I at least have the winch to hold on to it until I can put the emergency brake on. Someone got a little squirrely there. Well, getting fueled up here, and we're going to decide to change the topic of today's video a little bit. We're going to talk about YouTube and why I do it, how I came about doing it, and why I end up encouraging people to do it. And there's a few reasons why, and we'll get into them today once we get back in the truck, or once we shut the truck off, because it's a little noisy here. All right, so number one reason, and this is the reason people think everybody does YouTube, is for the money. Honestly, on a bad month between my two channels, I do have two channels, my vlog channel and then my informational channel, I'm making anywhere between $600 and $1,000 every month off of YouTube. Yeah, that's a good chunk of change, you know, that pays mortgages and things like that, but that's not life-changing kinds of money. Now you have to think $600 to $1,000. Yes, that's like I said, that's a good chunk of change. It's not life-changing money, but what you have to consider is the time, the effort, the equipment, and everything I spend money on. You know, I've got 3 cameras, I've got a phone, I've got a drone. You know, I spec'd my computer when I bought it to be able to render and upload videos quicker without freezing, you know, render 4K footage. And as technology gets better, like 4K is nothing. People are shooting, you know, 5.7K, 8K. So, you know, sometimes in a month, the money I make off of YouTube ends up going and reinvesting into what I consider that side of the business, which is equipment and, you know, electronics to continue to make content and produce content. All right, number 2, guys, the reason why I do YouTube is pretty much boredom. Get out on the road and stuff and driving, listening to podcasts. You know, nowadays everybody's a content creator, so it's like, oh, I want to do that. I have things to say. You know, I could put my perspective out there, and you start to get to the point where it's like, you just get bored on the road. You get these topics in your head and you're like, wow, I should make a video about that, or I should post on Instagram about that, or this would be a cool TikTok. And that's going to tie into what another point I'm going to say is, but number 2 is I really just get it occupies me on the road and gives me something to do other than just driving, paperwork. It sometimes feels like it gives you a purpose. All right, number 3, we'll talk about lack of information when starting out. So when I was starting out in the hotshot field, I obviously everybody goes to the internet. You try to get some information as far as you got Facebook, you got Instagram, and you got YouTube. So I started reaching out, and this is the point where on YouTube, the only person on there that was doing really hotshot was Toe Piglet, and he didn't even show his face at this point. So this is saying how early it was. So I just started to make videos to try to share information and help others out, because me starting, there was no information for me. So I kind of find a a niche to get into and help others. Now, I wasn't as successful as Toe Piglet, obviously, but I still have 10,000 subscribers over there, which I think is more than I ever thought I would get to. I thought I'd get to maybe get monetized and maybe make a couple bucks, but that channel consistently every month is making $300-400 with me maybe doing one video a month on it. Well, I'm about done working for the day, so let's go over the last and final one. All right, so last and final one is it's not a bad thing to have a presence on social media. So you'd be surprised at the amount of business I get from Facebook, Instagram, and even one of my last customers I ran for this week was off of TikTok. Also, having your own website is, if you do anything, if you don't have a website with someone like Squarespace, which is so easy to use, you're stupid. So that's the reason I do social media as much as I push on social media, always trying to post new pictures of the loads I'm doing, what I'm hauling, all the cool stuff I'm doing, and just trying to show customers of what I'm capable of. I get calls all the time. I'd say 50% of my business is either referral or off of social media, and I can get direct customers and set my price from there. So that's why I do YouTube. That's why I do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, especially with things like video on TikTok and YouTube. You can show somebody what you're doing, how you do it, and then they can choose from there if they want to call you for you to haul their classic car or their freight or their whatever it may be. But I figured I'd share with you guys, because a lot of you guys are, comment all the time, and, I'd like to make a YouTube channel. What camera are you using? I see it on Instagram. What camera is everybody using, trying to get into the YouTube thing, and give it a shot. You'll never know if you don't try. And if you do succeed, it could work out for you. You could make, customers, money, whatever it may be. You just never know who's going to blow up on social media.